Hey, welcome back to my Rug Hook and Talk Show. Okay, my name is Annette, and for those of you just tuning in, I've been a rug hooker for over 20 years and solo hooked. So this is my way of kind of connecting us solo hookers to another face while you're out there hooking. Okay, so I'm continuing with my rug. I'm just lighting my candle. I'm just getting in the mood, the festive Thanksgiving mood. Let me get that going. Okay, so that's done. Okay, go ahead and grab a cup of coffee or tea. I got my cup of Java this morning. A little different. I usually have my tea, but it's still early, so I'm on coffee. Do my 1 cup of decaf, and then we're on to our green tea. Okay, so we've been following along out there to my geometric rug, and I'm enjoying it. You know, at first I was like, oh, this is going to be a little boring, just the same 3 colors, but you know what, as it's hooking up, I'm really enjoying watching it and keep trying to picture it on the side of my bed, and I think it's going to be really enjoyable to see there. For those of you who don't hook with yarn, you know, it's a different texture altogether. There's nothing similar to hooking with yarn, I think, than wool fabric strips. They're very different, produce very different effects, both very nice. But there is something really cool about walking on a yarn hooked rug. It's just very lofty and very comfortable under your feet. So just so you know that. Okay, so I took a trip to my local bookstore yesterday just to break up this cooking feast that's ahead of me for Thanksgiving. And I come up with some books. Well, one's a book, one's like a magazine. Okay, so this one is The Treasury of Flower Designs. Okay, it's a Dover book, by the way. And it is... it's for artists, embroiderers, and craftsmen. So you can use these and in your rugs. There's no copyright on them. I'll quickly just show you point in fact. Okay, here we go. Here's a border of flowers that you could very well enlarge and trace on your tool or your red dot, whatever process you use for that. I mean, these are some beautiful flowers. Okay, so here's some smaller versions of a rose. You got that right there. Over here, we've got a beautiful, pretty big size. I mean, that can be enlarged and enlarged and enlarged till you get it to where you want it to be. Now, you could use the exact design on here. Here's violas. You could, you know, if you're doing violas in the front of a tree or a cottage or a scene like that, there you go. You know, sometimes you just don't always copy very well, or you want something that has a really good depiction of something. Here's tulips. And what's nice about this is it even comes with some shading aspects, if you could see. Okay, so in there is a little bit of shading, and you know what, that's a good guide for someone who's never done shading. I have never done shading. It's just not something I'm drawn to do, a realistic type of picture. I'm more abstract, primitive, that sort of thing. But you know what? If you wanted to do the shading, there's a little bit of a guide in here for that. So, and they're all in black and white. Another book I picked up, and it's just for fun. It's not for rug hooking, but it's in the art, you know, business here of creating with fabric and textiles. It's Art Quilting Studio. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble and show you any pictures in here, but it's just full of very colorful quilts and ideas, geometrics, and sceneries of landscaping and stuff like that. So yes, go ahead and grab it because I think you'd really like this. I can't show you on camera, so it's just beautiful. It's very beautiful, as are many of the quilting books that are out there. There's also an art quilt magazine I think I showed you from the very beginning, and this month's is also real. I didn't buy it, but I got this one instead, and this has let's see, I'll just show you. It's let's see, 50 plus mixed media quilts to inspire. So you know what, those quilts can always be an inspiration for a hooked rug, or you can see a certain leaf design or a color combination that you kind of piques your interest. So this is a very, very good magazine. It was very enjoyable to read. It gives little artists bios and stuff like that, and it's quite heavy, a little pricey, but beautiful, beautiful things inside here. So like I said, it's not meant for rug hooking, but it could have easily been a rug hooking book. It's just that it's done with quilts. So go ahead and get that if you could. Yeah, it's displayed here. It's about $15. Share it with a friend, or see if your library gets it, and that sort of thing. So, okay. I did order another book, and it should be here in about a week. And that's a really fun book for use in all kinds of textiles and drawing and artwork. And I saw it at the bookstore, and I was so excited because I never seen a book like that that lends itself so well to rug hooking, and it's not a rug hooking book. So I'm excited. As soon as that gets in, I will share that with you. I'm not even going to tell you the title, because then you'll go look it up and the surprise and the element will be gone. So I'm sorry, but you're not going to get that information. Okay, so for those of you who are watching, I don't know if you could even see this candle over here, but it changes color, and you know what? It's just like very good for rug hooking and whatever kind of textile or artwork you're doing, is keep seeing those different colors coming at you. So just know that this is a good morning, and we're going to do a little hooking. It is the day before Thanksgiving, and yes, I have lots of cooking ahead to do. So I figured I would just come down here and get a little rug hooking done. So if you're with me and you're also enjoying a little rug hooking, I'm glad. You know, it kind of just sets off your day, and it's a good thing. Like I said, I'm struggling a little with this fabric backing that I chose, and it is what it is, but it's not very pleasurable hooking on it. I mean, I'm enjoying the hooking process, but it's not as enjoyable as it could be. So, you know, you live and learn with rug hooking, as with any craft or hobby or art form, that certain things work and certain things don't. So I don't know what I will do. Maybe, like I said, try the Hartman hook. Give that a try. If anybody out there is using the Hartman hook and using any kind of tighter weave than a linen or a monk's cloth, and you are having really good success, just drop a comment, because I'm curious how many people are using the Hartman hook and are enjoying using it. Now, somebody did tell me they were using the bent hook and really finding that wonderful. So, you know, there you go. Everybody has a little something to add, and I'm always grateful. So for those of us in the States watching, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. And for those who don't celebrate that, you obviously know what it is. I'm sure you have American friends or people who live in America, and you obviously know that it's a day we usually celebrate with family and very close friends, and turkey, and all kinds of yummy side dishes. Sweet potatoes, and corn and green bean casserole, and pumpkin pies and apple pies, and stuffing and all that stuff. So yes, I have got to get some stuff prepared, and I'm just trying to get a little hooking in. So this won't be a particularly long show, but I did want to share one other thing that I forgot in my last show that I didn't share, and I wanted to because it was coming towards the end. So let me get it in now before that happens again. And it's somebody posed a question on Rug Hooking Daily on how to transfer and a photo to a rug design, or actually have it printed directly on the backing, which I thought was an amazing way to hook that. I mean, you'd have the colors there and everything, and they can do that. In Japan, they print photos of like artwork onto a canvas. Now, that's not the same as a linen, but they can do that too. I don't know where they would do that, but hunting online for something like that, maybe my hunt didn't take me further along, and I probably might have gotten to a place who does that. I'm sure it's very pricey, but for those of you who want it, it's probably there. But I come across something called photosketcher.com, Photosketcher.com. Now, there's a bunch of them out there that are like fake downloads, so you've got to be really careful. You can tell by their language that they use in the description that the words are not spelled properly and stuff like that. So I think one is snaps shots. So there's snapshot, and then there's snaps with an S shot, and that's the fake one, so we don't want to get involved with that. But photosketcher.com is a reputable download. Just remember you spell it with an F, F-O-T-O, sketcher.com. And what it does is you upload your picture, and it will change it into whatever type of finish you want. So if you want it to look like a pencil drawing, it will do that. If you want it to look like a painting, it will do that. If you wanted to do an abstract painting, it will do that. Charcoal, all those different types of finishes, gallery finishes, they will do for you. And I thought that was an amazing thing. So what you do is after they create that, you then, I guess, upload it, and then you can print it out. And then you can take that to your Staples or your Kinko's, and you can have it enlarged as many times as you'd like, and then transfer it to your backing. So you would be able to take a picture of your dog, or you know, a photo of a family that maybe you just can't really get down on a rug backing because you're drawing, you don't have confidence in that, and that's fine. I wouldn't be able to do that. So yeah, I thought that was a really interesting way to be able to transfer a photo in your head that you've been thinking about, like, oh, I'd love to do my Yorkie. So I do have some really great pictures of him, and so maybe that would be a way for me to do it. So I just wanted to share that with you. And if anybody else has any information on stuff like that, please share, because I think that's great. And it's a great way to immortalize something that you have, that you love, that, you know, you wouldn't normally be able to. You know, people put, I know you can print, you can upload your pictures to mugs and t-shirts and all that. So if you can print on a t-shirt, why can't it be printed on linen? It's just, maybe we just haven't found a source, or somebody out there printing on cotton t-shirts doesn't know that the rug hooking community is looking for something like that, and that would be great. I mean, how easy would that be to hook something like that? That would be great fun. I know I would like it. You don't have to think too much about the colors. They're right there for you, and you can get them very realistic. So if you want to do more of a realistic type of depiction, it would make it very easy. Just something to think about, something to throw out there. So I must say, I am enjoying. I'm enjoying it a little bit more than I thought I would. So let's see. I'm just going to do one side of this, and I don't know what. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Okay, that's not the side. Let me grab my hook. Wow, I'm having a rough morning. Okay, let's see what's going on with this. I tightened it so much the other day. I can't untighten it. Okay, I think we're just going to bend it. I didn't want to bend it down like that, but you know what? That's okay. I was just afraid that I would strip it, but I guess it's strong enough for me to do that. Wow, got a little workout there. Who thought? Exercise while I'm rug hooking. Okay, so you know what? This is pleasant. It's pleasant. You know, rug hooking is pleasant. You know, whether you like the design after you start it, you know, and some people do that. You know, I've heard in certain little magazines and little communities and chats and stuff that some people do start rugs and don't finish them. They kind of lose their interest in them. And that's okay. You put it down and you come back, and sometimes you might have a different idea for a color as opposed to the one you started. Like the welcome rug that's sitting in there. I have got to finish that. I've got to salvage that some way, because it's not right. It's sitting there unfinished, so we'll work on that. Let me loosen this up. So I hope you're enjoying hooking today. If not, and you're in the States and you're preparing a Thanksgiving meal, got to talk louder, my heater just kicked on, that you are able to just enjoy your friends and your family, whoever you'll be spending time with. If you're spending it alone, and that's okay too, you're doing something enjoyable with that time, maybe spending a little time after some turkey or yummy stuff to cook, and just you know, be thankful that we have this great craft that is available to us, and for some of us it's not, it's an inexpensive art form. I mean, it's a hook, which is relatively inexpensive, this one, and you can use a simple thing and some discarded fabric from a Goodwill store, or you know, your uncle's woolen pants or something. So there you go. It could be as elaborate or as frugal, but I'm thankful for it. So like I said, it's always my go-to to just chill and relax and say, okay, right now this is what I'm going to focus on. And you know what they say, that people who have a hobby have a better health and a better outlook on life, and may actually live longer. So living longer translates into more rugs. So just remember that it's all good. Remember, we're looking for our health. If anybody needs us to justify that. Sometimes the way you hold the hook, they come up the loops so easily, and then other times you hold it a different angle and it's like, it's all part of it. What I do like about yarn is there is no particular way that these loops go. They just pop up and they kind of go whichever way they go. And that's kind of nice. You don't have to keep thinking, make sure they're not twisting, or so there's another little, you know, advantage to hooking with yarn. But everybody has their preference, and follow your heart, because you need to do what you're happy with, and use whatever makes you happy. So there we go. It's going to be nice to look down and see that in the morning. I know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to end up putting it on my husband's side of the bed. I see his side. It's more visible. Okay, so my good warm coffee has a little coconut milk in it and light cream. And for those of you who don't like coconut milk, for some strange reason, in coffee, because it's hot and it just keeps it emulsified really well, with a little light cream, because I'm trying to cut back on the light cream. It's really good. It doesn't add much of a flavor, but a very, very light flavor. No sweetener. It's unsweetened. Try and stay away from the sugar. Okay, which is very hard, as there'll be pumpkin pies, and I think a chocolate mousse dessert, and so yeah, there'll be so much stuff. It's just not good to have too much sugar. Like I said, every now and then when I pull up a loop, I pull up the loop next to it, and that is so frustrating. So I'm trying to turn my hook a different direction to eliminate that, and it's working. So a little annoying, but I guess it's the angle that I'm hooking at this particular spot. But it's hooking up nice. And that's one thing, yarn just looks so pretty. It has these little beads of color that pop up through the burlap, and it just looks so pretty. So it's all good. Yarn, fabric, whatever you hook with, yeah, it's all good. Okay. Wow, we really struggled with that one before. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again. Cool. Well, I hope you all enjoy your holiday, who's ever out there celebrating it, and that your family, if friends and family are traveling to you, they get there safe. And if you are traveling, I wish good things for your trip, and that you get there safely also, and that we can continue our rug hooking together. So just be safe. Because up here in New England, it's raining, but inland, we're by the shore. We're by the shoreline, so we're getting rain. But inland, supposedly the temperature will drop, and later tonight, we're supposed to get about 6 inches of snow inland. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to us, because my son will be coming home to me to visit, and everybody on the road, I just wish would stay nice and safe today. So I'm hoping your rug's coming good too. If you've started one or you're planning to start one, that maybe the show's giving you a little inspiration to pick up a hook and start hooking, because it is addictive. I know I've got some vacuuming to do, and a few ironing, and it's, you know what, it's gonna wait, because I'm enjoying this right now. And my coffee, I put it in a red mug, because something about red is really warm, right? I brewed my coffee the other day, and you must try this unless you're allergic to it, but go ahead. While I was brewing my coffee, I have the Keurig machine, so I have a Keurig machine and a coffee brewer. I have both. And I put about, if I'm making a pot of coffee, you know, like 5 or 6 cups, or 4, maybe even 4 cups, 3 or 4 cups, I put in like maybe a half a teaspoon of cinnamon into the coffee grinds. So when it brews, you get this nice cinnamon flavor into your coffee. And it actually cuts down on any of the bitterness and the acidity in the coffee, and wow, you don't really, if you put in enough cinnamon, you'll taste it, but otherwise it just kind of mellows out the coffee. Like I said, I don't drink more than 1 cup in the morning, but I really do enjoy it with the cinnamon in it. I didn't do it this time, but I also read that cinnamon is just also very good for your blood pressure, to help keep your blood pressure. Gosh, I never worried about blood pressure, and then, you know, hitting that age, you're like, okay, we got to look at all this stuff. So, you know what? It's good for you. It tastes good in the coffee, and it cuts down on the acidity. So if you're trying to cut sugar out of your coffee or any kind of sweetener, put the cinnamon in, because it definitely kind of just adds a very gentle flavor to it without sweetening it. So give it a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. A little bit of cinnamon, half a teaspoon. So what I do is I put a dash of it in my Keurig cup, because I use the cups that you can add your own coffee to, as opposed to the pre-made ones, because I just find them very expensive to use. I'm sorry, I just really find them very expensive to use. So I do have one, not throwing down the Keurig. We do use it, but for making up my gourmet decaf concoction that's organic, because I use organic coffee. They have the little cups you can use for your own coffee mixture, and that's what I do. So give it a try. It's worth it. You'll like it. It adds a nice flavor for the winter time and the fall. You might not like it in the spring, but it definitely feels nice and warm in this winter time. Okay, so I think that's about all I'm going to get done for today. Try to get my 10 minutes in there and do a little hooking and share with you and connect. And I'm looking forward to getting this done, because I've got something new brewing in my head, like we all do, our other ideas, and that's always a good thing, to go to sleep with those rug hooking ideas floating through your head. Visions of rug hooking ideas dancing in your head. It's a good thing. So, until we meet again, I bid you a happy Thanksgiving, a happy holiday, safe traveling, and most of all, happy hooking. Until we see each other again, stay well.